plaintiff, Stephanie Mathis, dated the defendant for 8 years, and she claims during that time, he treated her like a yo-yo. Stephanie claims the defendant continuously lied and cheated throughout their relationship, and she's suing him today for a computer, the cost of a car, and emotional distress. Defendant Gary Hall insists he never cheated on Stephanie and claims Stephanie has done nothing but harass him both during and after their relationship. Gary claims Stephanie often called him hundreds of times in any given day, and he has the phone records to prove it. He's countersuing for the harassment and defamation.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I've known the defendant for 12 years, dated him for the last 8 years. I was totally in love with this guy, but he treated me like a yo-yo. Would come over, sleep with me, tell me he loved me, and then not talk to me for weeks at a time.
For 8 years?
He kept lying to me and cheating on me, and I wouldn't know why. And then I would find out when he would pocket dial me when he was with somebody else.
Okay, and that went on for 8 years. All right.
When I finally did have enough of it and tried to stop seeing him, his way to get back in is to tell me that his dad died.
And then you all, what happened?
I felt sorry for him because I believed that his dad died, and gave him another chance, and then caught him with another girl.
You all broke up then or something?
He wasn't responding to any of my calls or text messages, so I decided to show up at his house one morning to see if I can catch him before he went to work, and he comes walking out with another girl.
You're a major player.
And told me that.
I guess so.
And told me that she was just a friend. He was giving her a ride at 5 o'clock in the morning, and she was just a friend.
Sir? Player?
Yeah, I was giving her a ride, but she just came from her ex's in another guy's house she was with all night, so I mean, what's the difference?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. Come on, let's tell the whole story.
No.
All right, she alleges that throughout the years, you cheated repeatedly and you just go over, use her for sex and leave and wouldn't call her for weeks.
Your Honor, if I cheated as much as this lady said I did,
you're a player.
I would start charging.
Player.
I would have a Fortune 500 company. I would have 3 employees. We'd have a waiting list.
So you would start charging.
Yeah, why not? Christmas
Charging
Eve, I'm
for
surprised
what?
she didn't.
5 minutes?
Excuse me, of messing around with Mrs. Claus. 5 minutes?
You say 5 minutes?
Yeah, I said charging for what, 5 minutes?
Well,
hey, Your Honor.
That's why he's able to have so many.
Your Honor, that's right. And
5 minutes each.
Hey, whatever works. 6 years ago, she told me on New Year's Day, if I don't have a ring, we're through. The second day, I go and I say, well, you don't got a ring, are we through? She's still with me. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, sir, we can look at that 2 ways. We can look at that as you were manipulative, or we can look at it as she was in love with you and couldn't break away. I don't know, ma'am.
He kept coming back.
All right, let's get to what you're suing him about. The computer, the car, and the emotional distress.
At the time, he was my boyfriend. He had called me and told me that he had a friend that can fix computers, and he was currently fixing his son's computer. Would I like him to take a look at mine and see if he can maybe fix mine? I told him, sure. When I got home, I called him to ask, was he able to fix it or figure out what was wrong? He said, no, the guy needed some other tools. He took it with him, and he would bring it back in the morning, and I never seen it again.
You never got it back? All right, how much are you asking for that? 2008.
I paid $1,200 for it. Here's what I have.
You want the exact amount that you paid for it?
Yeah. Well, there
5
wasn't
years
any.
later?
The only thing that was wrong was the screen stopped
Your car.
working.
How does he owe you for a car?
Okay. The defendant asked if he can borrow my car, and I let him. He came back and told me that he needed to show me something, and I said, please tell me you didn't get in an accident in my car. He said, well, it wasn't my fault. The guy ran into me. Here's something from that.
What did they determine? Whose fault did they determine it was?
They ended up, after they had me do an estimate and they had him give a statement, they determined that it was his fault.
Please.
Thanks.
All right. And emotional distress, how does he owe you for that?
For everything that he's put me through with the computer, the car. stuck with, that's the only source of transportation, and he has done nothing to fix it.
All right. Sir, you want to respond to the car, the computer, and the emotional distress? Well, the car and the computer, relationship issues, ma'am, unless there's an assault. Typically get emotional distress. People fall out, argue, mates get into things all the time. Unless there's an assault, most courts don't grant emotional distress when people fuss. Yes, sir.
Computer, here's a police report right here that my daughter and a police officer delivered her a computer. She says it was the wrong one, and I don't know because I wasn't involved in that, but she has not kept that computer.
Wrong one.
No.
She said it wasn't the same one, which the guy delivered to her. I don't know, but the police officer delivered it to her. In that case, why didn't she keep that computer if she was bringing me to court on it?
Did you receive a computer?
No, I did not. His daughter came to my door with an officer with a shell. A computer that wasn't my computer.
Did you accept it?
I told the officer, I said,
No. Did you accept it? That's a yes or no answer, ma'am.
I said, this isn't mine, and he said, well, you have to take it. There's nothing I can do about it. You have to take him to court.
Police can't tell you have to take something, ma'am.
No, there wasn't anything.
Ma'am, no. We're not going there. Police didn't tell you have to take it. The car, sir.
Yes, I was hit, but I didn't feel like I was at fault because I did not hit him. He came across and hit me from the side. They didn't investigate it. They didn't do anything.
Insurance company said they investigated it?
Well, there's no way they could say, because I was getting on the freeway. They said it was a lane change. When you're getting on the freeway, you have the right of way.
Making an unsafe.
And I was just getting on the freeway.
To it as an unsafe lane change.
But see, I was getting on the freeway about 12 o'clock at night, no traffic, and he had all four lanes.
Let's go to your harassment and defamation.
Okay. First of all, I've got some phone records here. I've received 130 phone calls one day, 150 missed calls one day. How can you cheat when you can't even call? Yeah, you can't even call anybody to cheat with.
Called you where?
On my cell phone. I changed my number.
Ma'am, did you do that?
That was when he was not responding to me and I wasn't getting any answers.
But that's harassment, ma'am. You can't call a person 150 times in a day.
I think he's out of room.
No, I don't think. This will just show you sort of what you got. This is not the 150 that goes beyond that. And then here's some text messages. One where she says she'll quit harassing me.
No, because he said I was harassing him, and I was telling him all I wanted was what was owed to me. Like, why did the guy tell me?
That's 300 calls, ma'am. I'm going to grant you 1,000 for the harassment, but I'm going to grant her the cost of her car. I do believe the computer was returned. $1,200 is what you're asking for the car, and I'll grant you $1,000 for the 350 calls I see. Those calls were harassment, and they were even excessive harassment. My goodness, somebody called my phone that much. I'm going to go to the police. I'm not just going to go to court and wait. Judgment for the plaintiff for her car, $1,200, and $1,000 for the harassment you endured. Leaving you with $200. Have a good day.
He knows he lied about the computer. The guy that he gave it to told me that he gave it back to him, so he had it the whole time.
Well, as you can see, she called me 300 times. I didn't call her back, but I was.
Because he was too busy.
You know what? I'm not going to say no more.